Yes, hello. In this video, I will explain the basic usage of OFFLIGHT and its layout. These spaces can be closed or opened as needed. Everyone has different preferences, and when we spoke with our customers, some said, "Oh, I don't want to see the calendar. Oh, I really just want to see today's tasks." There were many people like this, and others said, "I want to see the calendar in full screen." Because there were people with these preferences, we've made it so you can use these features as comfortably as you like, according to your own taste. Next, I'd like to talk about one of the most important aspects of OFFLIGHT. As you can see here, among the various options we have, we're currently looking at the one on the timeline. In fact, our tasks have statuses, and there are a total of 4 different statuses. For tasks that you might do someday or could do at some point, but you don't want them to be automatically scheduled on the timeline right now, you can manage those in the backlog. If you want something to show up directly on your calendar because you need to do it now, that falls under To Do. The third status, which often causes confusion, is when you've started a task but, for some reason, can't continue and haven't completed it yet. For example, if you've asked colleague A to do something and you're waiting for their response, that's what you would call pending. And finally, the last status is the very straightforward Done. So, as you can see, there are 4 stages in the middle lane, and you can move between them one by one with your mouse, but you can also use the keyboard to move through them by pressing Tab repeatedly. And if you can use Tab, of course, you can also use Shift plus Tab to go back. In this way, you can move back and forth and easily view tasks in the backlog and tasks on the timeline by switching between them. Now, as I mentioned earlier, tasks in the backlog are not automatically scheduled. So, how can we make the tasks in the backlog get scheduled as to-dos? If you change the status to To-Do here, the task will disappear from the backlog and automatically become a to-do, so it will then appear on the timeline. As I showed you earlier, you can do this with the mouse, but whenever you want to change the status, that is, the status of a task, you can simply press S and immediately switch it to backlog, pending, or any other status, allowing you to move back and forth and change it instantly. This time, instead of selecting like that, if you want to move directly to the previous or next stage, can you see the left and right mouse buttons here on the left? If you press this and click the left button, since the left of pending is the timeline, it will take you to the timeline. And if you want to send something from the backlog to To-Do, just click it and it will move straight to To-Do. So, you can see that it's been set up to make moving items easy like this. Yes, so what I just showed you was about how to manage the statuses. Next, after tasks, the most important thing in a task service is to be able to create tasks easily. Within OFFLIGHT, if you want to create a task, you use the New Task function. For new, just think of the letter N. If you press the letter N on your keyboard, a task window like the one you see here will open immediately. Here, you can simply create a new task straight away, but we've designed it so that you can also easily enter various details related to the task from the very beginning. So, how do you do this? If you press the @ symbol, you can immediately enter the priority of this task here, and you can also specify roughly how many minutes the task will take. For example, if it will take about 30 minutes, you just enter that, and then on a MacBook you press Command plus Enter, or on Windows you press Control plus Enter, and the task will be created. This way, you can make a high priority task that takes 30 minutes. Since this is an important part these days, I'll repeat it once more and show you something else as well. Right, press N and here, New Task 2. And this time, let's also try entering a deadline, since it's quite important. For example, let's say this is a task that needs to be done by the 18th of June. Then, just press Enter, set it to take about 45 minutes, and set the priority to medium. When you press Enter, as you can see, New Task 2 is immediately created with a deadline of the 18th, so you can create a task like this. Now, there's a part that follows on from here. Wait, this task has a deadline on the 18th, so there's still plenty of time left. I don't want to do it right now, how do I postpone it? If you don't want to see this task until next week, you can simply select Schedule after here, then choose Next Week. This way, it won't be scheduled until next week, so if it's set for next Monday, you probably won't see it in your plans until then. As you can see here, it's set for next Monday. Yes, so far, this video has shown you how to easily open, close, and change the layout in OFFLIGHT, how to easily move between and view tasks by each status, and finally, how to quickly create tasks. I hope you found this helpful.